Says we're live. You think that's legitimate? Some old lady giving me the stink eye. Hey, my car's in the yard today. Woohoo! What a lucky surprise. That's called serendipity right there, baby. Woohoo! There's my car. Nice. Can't beat it. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to pull out though. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get over there. How y'all good-looking, sexy people doing today out in Happy Land? Whew. Last day of the week. That's always nice. Wow, what a nice Mercedes sitting in front of me. See if we can't get this camera situated. Whoop. Hey, looks like Sandra Sue's out there. Hey, Sandra Sue, how are you? You doing all right out in Happy Land? I hope you are doing well. Oh, good. Awesome, huh? All that. Jeez Louise. Wow, my wife really stuffed the car down in there. She got her, well, she developed her driving skills on her own, but I taught her to drive originally, and I coached her for years. So she got most of her driving skills from me. I was her driving guru. We'll start off with that as a story this morning. I remember the first time I took my wife to drive was out in Tennessee. And it was in the little Nissan, it was a Stanza? I believe it was a Stanza, an 86 Stanza. Stanza wagon, I think that's what it was called. An 86 Stanza wagon, stick shift. And we were out on Coffee Landing Road, which is a long road by a levee. None of the stores are open this morning. That's all right. Yeah, so it's a long road out by a levee in river bottoms. And I don't know exactly how long that road is right there next to the levee. I would estimate maybe 2 miles long. Pretty much just an open stretch for like 2 miles with one turn. Anyway, while we were on that road, a storm hit, and there was some brilliant lightning and thunder, glorious. And there were even tornadoes, little bitty tornadoes, baby ones, coming out of the sky, reaching down into the, reaching down towards the earth. And she pulled some, I mean, it was just so difficult for her. I think it was probably the first time she drove. She said she had a driver's license, and she said, I have my driver's license. She said that she had an industrial driver's license in Germany and she could drive big trucks. The fuck? Come on, man. What you doing, bro? And her skill level was so low, man, that it scared me. I was so rattled. She was leaning in and out of, oncoming traffic. And it scared me so bad that I made her pull over, and I said, that's it, I'm never driving with you again. And it took me about 10 years to get used to her driving. But in those 10 years, she developed a pretty high skill level with driving. She still makes mistakes, everyone does. But one of her biggest mistakes as a driver, I'll be honest with you, is she's extremely aggressive and megalomania on the road. Like, she feels like the whole fucking road belongs to her, and if you're on the road, then you're just in the fucking way, you know. And I know how folks feel when they drive like that, but you got to make concessions for all the assholes and idiots, otherwise you just stay stressed out. And I could see why she feels that way. You know, this is her hometown. I guess the road does belong to her. You know, just as much as it does to anyone else. Why not? So she fucking goes aggro when I had a skate buddy when I first moved here in the maybe 05, 06. The skate park opened up here, was their first skate park. And it was actually made by the guys from California Skate Park. They came out here and made a skate park. And so I had a skate buddy named Ming, and we would go out to that skate park every Saturday. We'd jump up, you know, like meet up at like 10 and try to get there before noon, and then skate till, you know, 6 or 7 in the evening. And a lot of times Sandy would want to drive us because she would want to keep the car. So, man, I've had this car for a few years. So I guess it wasn't that long ago. I've only had this car for about 12 years. And, wow, I haven't seen Ming in a while. Ming, if you ever see any of my videos, miss you, bro. I miss skating with you. He was like one of the only 2 friends I've had since I've lived here. Him and Tomas. So, have there been any other friends? No, not really. Anyway, just finish this story up quick, make this a little bit of a shorter video. Ming is the one that pointed out, he said, brah, your wife drives, she's aggro. And I hadn't heard that word since I was like a kid, you know, since like the 90s. And I was like, aggro, yeah, that's right. Aggro meaning extremely aggressive. You know, a shortening, a slang expression. And he's like, yeah, she's really rah, rah, rah. And that's where I got those 2 expressions from, was Ming. Ming was a Chinese guy that was actually born in, he's living in Taiwan now, like doing camera work at skate parks and stuff and working on his videos. He's got a web channel here on YouTube. I'll have to try to link it down in the description below, so you guys can check out Ming's work. He worked as a cameraman for like 10 years for NPR. Anyway, so he was born in, I think he was born in LA or San Francisco, but his parents were originally from Shanghai. So Shanghai to San Francisco seems like a pretty typical thing back then, like what, 100 years ago or something. But yeah, he spoke quite a few languages too. A really intelligent guy. Taught himself computer languages and trained himself on editing. And he said all the skills he acquired on his own autodidactic over the years became mostly redundant with all the advances in software. And so he just retired. Like, he saved enough money, and he had at a pretty early age, maybe he was 50, something like that. I think he was like 10 years older than me. So, yeah, good guy. It's important for a fella to have a couple of friends in the city that are on a similar level of development, so that you can bounce ideas off each other and shit. I haven't had that in a while, since Tomas left and Ming. I like Troy Sanford over at Troy's Team. He's got a YouTube channel here too on the tubes, the Intotubulars. You can see some of the work I've done with him if you go back and you watch the Frank Monday Challenger 4 video. And I worked on, I don't know, quite a few of the Challenger series videos as production manager on the one, the first one I did with him, I did as an actor. And I realized right away working on a small film team is a really invigorating career path. And it was a lot of fun. The acting, not so much. You know, I just acted crazy. He said, for your character, try to be a cross between like the Penguin and the Joker. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. And he's like, I'm Batman. You're the Penguin, Joker / Frank Monday, Kung Fu Swing guy. So we did that video like in one day, and it shows you the professionalism of the team at the time. Alejandro was on camera. He did most of the camera work. I did some of it too. Troy did some of it. Me and Troy directed and came up with the ideas and did all the management of like just set management and stuff. So there you go. A couple of early morning stories for the Live Drive Jab. I will see y'all back here in a minute. Needs a sidekick. Oh yes, indeed, I agree with that. As above, so below. I'll see you in the abodes of the future. Part 2. Hugs and kisses.